Hi, I'm Carolyn Wainscott, and today on Favecraft I'm going to show you how to make a recycled organizer. This particular one I'm going to be using in some of my fabric paints and things. So this is what we're going to be doing today, and we're going to be using an ice cream bucket. Always have ice cream buckets because we eat a lot of ice cream around here. And I'm going to give you a general idea on how to measure so that you can create an organizer for just about any size container. Here's another one. This is still an ice cream bucket, but you can see it's a little shorter, but it still make a handy organizer. Now to get started, we're going to measure half of the rim. And that is 12.5 inches around. We're going to add a 1/2 inch to each side, so we're going to cut this 13.5 inches wide. Now we're going to flip it over and measure how tall it is. It's 6.5 inches tall. It's 7 inches across the bottom. And it's another 6.5 inches down the other side. Now this organizer is going to fit on the inside, but it needs to go up the outside, down inside, across the bottom, and back up the other side and down. So the total measurement for this particular bucket is 34.5 inches long, and that's adding a 1/2 inch seam allowance to each side bottom. I'm going to put 4 pockets on it, and I figured that you will need 4 of these strips of fabric, 9 inches wide by 17 inches long. This will give us a 4-inch tall pocket. This is the wrong side of the fabric, but the right side of the pocket. I'm going to pin the ends. You can measure how you want your pockets if you want, but I just folded it in half. I'm going to create 4 side pockets. So I found the middle of the main piece of fabric, and here is the middle of my pocket. That's pinned. And we're going to do that twice more. Now before I forget, here's a tip that won't cost you anything. Well, on Favecraft, no tips cost you anything, do they? You get all these how-tos and techniques and tutorials, and they're all free. I think it's wonderful. This is a travel toothbrush holder, and I keep all my crochet hooks in there. Maybe a lot of y'all already do this, but keeps all mine together, and they're always handy. Now let's get back to the ice cream bucket organizer. Here's a pocket. It is on the wrong side of the fabric again, and I'm going to sew around all sides, the 3 sides. I'm allowing a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and that's hard for me to get used to because being a quilter, I'm always using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. But it isn't like someone's going to be wearing this and it has to be exact. This is going to be on the bottom of an ice cream bucket, folks. I didn't pin these pleats, I'm just sewing them in. This gets turned over to the right side. To create 4 different pockets, just going to take a straight seam kind of sort her up the center. And fix that seam a little so it won't come out. Always dropping something. Fix the seam. I can also leave that with 2 good sized pockets. But I'm going to go ahead and separate them again and make 4 different pockets.